You tell me I have to start off this podcast every damn week. We just keep on going. Holy smokes. Guys, it's a new person next to me. Wait, he's been here before.
New human.
Wait, where?
It-
Where is he?
oh, no. Can you see him? Rydog, can you see? Oh, shit. Never mind. It's you. Rydog, what's up, man?
How we doing, everybody? How we doing?
All right,
Dude.
shitty bits aside, we have two people on cam and one people not on cam. Luis, you broke through for a second before I so delightfully cut you off.
I was just gonna say, Rye Dog's mogging on the cam. I mean, it's just we love to see it. All right, so yeah, I'm excited for the podcast, man. Let's yap about some Rocket League down.
App about Rocket League, dude. That's my favorite thing to do because one of us is gonna provide the content no matter what the week is. Maybe it'll be a Rydog with his Stephen P. Smith take this week. Maybe it'll be
Ooh.
me. I'm feeling kind of dangerous. Who knows?
All right,
I got
all right.
myself
I can't. I
I
can
got-
never take that title from you though. Like, I can't do it. It's not in my veins. So
Well, sometimes you just gotta let it's not like a hating energy, but how do I say this? What's the word that I'm looking for? You just gotta let the emotions roll. Just go through. You see, even the people are just like yapping time. They already know. They're letting the old man like out of his wheelchair, and so he gets to go do whatever, talk about whatever. But ultimately, they're not gonna listen to him. They're probably gonna listen to you guys. So that's the good thing.
Yeah, nobody listens to what you have to say, Debit. That's
what did
why
you say,
no-
Debit? Were you talking this whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
Listen,
Exactly.
your takes are just as good as the flag that's absolutely not hanging behind you. So that's
Ooh,
yeah, that needs to be
shots
fixed.
Adrian.
fired.
Sentry has fallen. We're in shambles right now. Uh, we tried it. Didn't work. Ain't no way. The producer is mogging on me too? What the hell is happening?
Welcome to the
Did you guys
podcast,
hear that?
everybody. Yeah, I did. I did.
I need somebody in chat to know that they heard that, right? Chris Smooth was on the broadcast. Where's Huey, man?
Yeah, where's Huey at, man? We need Huey.
All right,
right.
well,
This is the
Enough
Week
of that.
13 podcast chat. Yeah, do we want to talk about what happened in Week 13?
why the hell would we do that? But anyway, we might have to run it. So let's pull up that graphic that you guys probably saw like 5 minutes ago or something like that. Let's run through these results real quick. Locals making business of VC Eternal 3-0 with the new subs coming in and even seeing the return of Doughboy coming through. El Matador continue their winning ways and continue to control their destiny going into the final week. And as you may have just saw, assuming you were here for the stream beforehand, I hope you were. ECRC is sweeping the Rebellion. I'm going to just take it through a little bit briefly about what we saw this past week. I don't want to dwell too much on the past series because it almost felt like Rydog had mentioned it, the tale of two sides battling it out. And honestly, so wish that the Rebellion had a game. I feel like they had it in them, but just didn't quite work out. As far as the other series go, I'm looking particularly at KC Cauldron and El Matador because that had very real title ramifications, but yet in the end, the team that had to win to keep their streak and top spot alive, they kept going. Maybe Luis, you can provide a little bit of insight, especially since were you there for all 4 games or 3?
Yeah, I played in all 4. I think I finished bottom of the scoreboard in every game, so shout out my teammates for carrying me. Yeah, I mean, for game 1, that was the first game loss of the Caesar Luis Wicca lineup. Wasn't really close, I don't believe, and then Caesar said he didn't want to play, and so Caesar just didn't play anymore, and it was me, Wicca, and Huey. But good thing that Huey wanted to play because he had a really, really good series and really carried us over the line. In that Caesar, sorry, not series. I just saw play before he typed Caesar. But in that series, Huey, yeah, was carrying. Yeah, shout out him.
Yeah, no, good perspective over there. Yeah, you finishing bottom of the leaderboard and Caesar quitting. Man, what happened to you both? Just absolutely in shambles right now, but yet still taking care of a strong KC lineup like that. That's honestly a little bit scary. So something you don't want to see if you're ECRC going into the final week, especially whenever EM play the Rebellion. But then moving on, did either of you two catch the locals EC Eternal? Because I was not around for the Wednesday series.
I did not, but I will say that and I forget who just mentioned it literally like 10 seconds ago, but the new pickups for locals have been outstanding. And it kind of gets me to wonder like what their team would have been like and where they would be in the table if they would have had them for the whole like season. I'd have to go back and kind of look at the results to see like what would really change, because was it last season or 2 seasons ago when locals were just, they like started like 6-0 with was it Doughboy and the kind of their OG3, right, Aquatic and Ducky, and kind of had a slower start this season. But yeah, those new pickups have been really awesome for them. They've been kind of rolling, and luckily for at least my team, actually for all the teams, because they have a bye next week. We don't have to play. You don't have to play them because they unfortunately got hot a little bit too late, I think.
Yeah, the locals won that series without Mecky Ducky, and so that just kind of goes to show you how much better that team is. I mean, without Mecky Ducky, usually the locals really have no chance historically. But yeah, the locals, the mid-season additions of two developers of this very game we do play every day has been really, really huge. So shout out to, I think, Shaybomb and Munz. I forgot how to pronounce the other guy's name, but yeah, shout out to them. They've been a really big addition, and I agree, Right Dog. I mean, if this team was as currently assembled here for the start of the season, I mean, there's no telling where this locals team could be. Yeah, they're really ending the season on a high note.
Yeah, especially with Doughboy being the third over here, no subs as far as I'm seeing in the results over here. This just looks like a locals team that is sort of, honestly, if we're talking about next season already, man, nothing can happen between now and then. Solid 5th place lock, no matter what you do over here. But yeah, this is a team that like you're looking at. It's the young team that maybe is like overperforming right now. I wouldn't call them the Buffalo Sabres, but rather the Montreal Canadiens of last year, because we all know that the Buffalo Sabres are very irrelevant of a team, but at least Montreal is trying to win these days, so I'll at least give it to them this time around. So yeah, locals, they may get some developers, they may be cheating. All jokes aside, yeah, no, they're an impressive team to watch, and I look forward to watching them in the future. And then, real quick, you guys were literally just there. ECRC Rebellion. Man, the Rebellion, that Right Dog, I think you were saying that the best. If this team would be just, I don't know how often they play together, but if they just had like that little bit more of that grind, maybe they would end up pulling a bit more of these games back.
Yeah, I mean, because right, they have some of the results to show for it, right? Like, or at least they swept TA in the first half of the season, and truthfully, like, if they played up to that level, like they'd be sitting in 3rd or 4th place, I think. But you're just, unfortunately, their fault is like just inconsistency, and it's just like a very, very high ceiling and a very low floor, unfortunately. And so you just never know what Rebellion you're gonna get on a given week. And I feel like I've said that over the course of the season in my broadcasts, over the course of the season. So unfortunately, it's just something that's they just haven't been able to figure out, because I do think they have the talent to be a top 5 team, top 4 team, if they can put in those man hours. Of course, life and other things get in the way sometimes, but their potential, I think, is very, very high.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. They give me and I said it before the podcast started. They give me a Steel Army of the Prem kind of vibes. Like you really don't know what team you're gonna get on a given day. Not just roster wise, but quite literally how they're gonna play. So it's a team that kind of frustrates me a little bit. But I could see the parallels there. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping at least maybe in this final week we can get like one last grand showing from the Rebellion. Even though they are playing an EM that has to essentially win 2 games or a series to basically win the league at that point. So it's going to be a tough matchup either way. In ECRC, nothing else really to say. Even without Gojo, this team looked incredible. And I think Howling Moon said best, they just play around Smashly, being downfield with less than 50 boosts, ready for redirects whenever. So, yeah, this team continues the winning ways no matter what, and they always grind out the series. I say grind out, but I mean, the result doesn't entirely show it, but 3-0, it felt like it was more of a grind than it had to be, but also at the same time, you feel like ECRC were always in control.
Yeah, they did really well. I mean, that game 3 just kind of closed out. I mean, we mentioned on the broadcast, but that last minute, I mean, they just suffocated the Rebellion. They couldn't even get out of their own end. I mean, that was just classic ECRC defense. And so, yeah, shout out to them without Gojo. I mean, those guys just whatever lineup they throw out, they're just so hard to beat. And the Rebellion obviously saw that tonight. And so, yeah, it's gonna be obviously the Rebellion next week. It doesn't get any easier, but if you're the Rebellion, I thought you played pretty well and kept it close, but you just lost to the better team at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. In the end, this result, all the results this past week, we're still talking about the title at the end of the day, because these 2 top teams that we see over here between EM and ECRC, they are only separated by 2 points. I know we're going to be talking about not only the table that we can see upcoming, but also we were going to be talking about Week 14 as well, because as you can see in the past little broadcast before end of stream, only 2 points separates those top 2 teams. So next week is going to be critical, especially depending on when those games are played, because we could talk about either the most insane amount of pressure on one of those teams forming, or maybe if somehow they sync up and have close games together, so we can see a proper title bout at the end of the season. Timber's Army solidly tied with KC at this point, but at least still retain the games percentage advantage, or games won percentage, I should say, advantage so far. They end up having to go into the final week with an opportunity to at least seal third away from KC Cauldron, who had pretty much everything in their hands, but everything slipped at the end. As mentioned, the locals, nothing else they can do at this point besides remain in that spot, but essentially just keep developing for the future. So good on them. And those last 2 spots are also a lock, so we're firmly looking at the top 2 spots going into this next week. And I don't know if we have the immediate Week 14 graphic, but I think we got to show you what's happening in Week 14, because, oh, look at that. The matchups are right there. We know clearly what 2 of those teams need to do. And honestly, as much as the title bout is a thing, the fact that Timber's Army KC Cauldron being one of the matchups of the week, I'm betting that honestly just good last week of SGL.
Yeah, each match means something, right? Like TA and KC battle for third, right? EM, if they win the championship. If ECRC have to win to keep their hopes alive, and hope EM drop games or drop the series. So it actually, I don't know who wrote the script this season, but it ended up working out perfectly.
I was gonna say, I think while you were kind of reading that stuff off, Devitt, like, I'll be honest, I think my two MVP frontrunners are literally playing in the game that's not in the title race. So I think Toronto and Loyboy are my MVP candidates. So we're gonna be doing a probably like end of the season podcast where we probably do our like awards or whatever. But I don't know, man. Maybe that game there. Of course, whoever wins that game finishes third and finishes above the others. So maybe whoever wins that series could sway maybe my vote on who wins the MVP for the league. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out that I think this season I'm almost guaranteed that the MVP of the league will not be on the title winning team or even the top two teams, to be honest. I think the MVP is going to be on either KC and Toronto or Loyboy and TA. So yeah, kind of cool little mini kind of side story there. Which is kind of cool.
I know we didn't entirely crown one last season, did we? Or did we like unofficially call? Was it Toad or Mecky Ducky?
I honestly forgot who I voted for. I'm gonna be honest, but I thought we.
There were 2 or 3 names. Mecky Ducky was in there. Toad got Golden Striker for sure, so his name was probably thrown out. I know this is hopefully. I mean, it is biased because it's my teammate, but Nelly's name was thrown around. At least his like playoff run. Nelly was insane. Whether you want to take that into consideration or not, but I think there were a few others too. Oh, Saikugo, right? One of the Black Army boys was definitely in the running for that because they had that epic lower bracket run to make it to the final last season.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see that KC TA series because I believe the first one went to KC in 5, and so obviously like TA and obviously Red Dogs here too. Gonna be wanting to get the get back. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that is. I say unfortunately, that is the best game of the week by I think quite a bit. And man, as far as much as the title race is going down to the last week, it really feels like those games are a formality, just given how good EM and ECRC have been towards the end. But then again, you never know in SGL. Crazier things have happened. So.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, even just looking at this, that's definitely like you gotta stick around for this. I know you mentioned it's like a little bit of a formality, but like at least there's like the title ramification on the line, because like I think if we maybe even like look back for a sec, we were probably more convinced that the title race was going to be between that top 2 matchup you saw up there between Timber's Army and Casey Cauldron, especially whenever you look back. I think those 2 were at the top of the table at one point, so it's interesting to see how like the tables turned here.
I've always had KC on the Mickey allegations. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
We know,
that's
bro.
I've been a KC hater, right? So I didn't really think that they were ever gonna win the title. Of course, I thought Riot Dog's team was gonna win the title, and I tried for so long. I was literally defending everything on the podcast, but so you let me down, Riot Dog. So I'm disappointed. I'm mad at you. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I rudely called his team the Maple Leafs of SGL, so he can flame me for that one whenever he wants at some point. Especially if he watches my gameplay anytime soon. So
listen, unlike the Maple Leafs, TA last season actually made like a conference final. So if you want to, because they made the winners, they finished third. So they made the winners. So they do a little bit better than the Leafs did.
Oh my gosh, kill me, man. But all right. Well, that was at least like the title spot that we were talking about, because we wanted to at least cover that before getting into week 14. But we also have a little bit of a break in between there.
Wait.
Because...
Wait, David, do you have your paper with you?
Yeah.
Is it already filled out? Wait, is it already filled out though?
Yeah.
Wait, you fill it out before the podcast starts? You don't just do it on the fly?
It's 50-50.
Oh my, guys, this guy's prepared, man.
He's prepared, yeah.
Wait, Playboy 40's in chat. see Playboy 40's in the chat right now, and he's chatting shit with the guy from Tennessee. This is really good information. You're going into freshman year of high school, like good to be prepared, and so Debit's being a really good role model. All right, continue. Sorry.
You're using me as a role model? Are you kidding me,
Yeah.
man? This is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. Uh, but
I'm sorry,
yeah,
I'm derailing. Go ahead.
you are, man. You are, man. We gotta get back on the train. We gotta move forward because, as I mentioned, I mean, we have a little bit of break beforehand. We gotta talk about the cup because that is slotting in to this title race right now, especially since we're at the final three teams and we're having a repeat matchup of a league matchup between you two before we end up getting to the grand final. And before we even talk about KCEM, you had mentioned that you at least had Timbers Army winning the league, but maybe they have a chance to take at least the cup over here. I had KC as my cup winners, and now it's not looking good for me. So I hope you lose. Just saying that.
Wait,
Very
Rydog,
friendly.
did Rydog, did you make a prediction before the season? Because you were on a podcast before, but I don't know if you made a prediction.
I mean, I biasly would have put myself, but I think unbiasedly, I think I had EM.
Okay,
We'll have to
gotcha.
go back and fact check that, but kind of funny. We have all 3 different teams here.
Yeah, because I picked ECRC, and well, that didn't happen. So yeah, my predictions are going really bad this season. So
And nobody picked the team that's in winter side of Grands right now, which I don't know. Like, I guess I could have, but like Casey just reminded me of like a cup team. So
well,
I don't know.
that's why I picked Timbers Army for the league, because I thought that they were the best team in the league, and they actually might be still on paper. But like, I thought that ECRC was like that was my cup team. They have like a unique play style, and yeah, it kind of sucks. Timbers Army or ECRC lost both of their series in 7, which is actually kind of crazy. So
Every series of theirs went to 7, and they only played 3.
I do want to highlight though, obviously, like, Cup's not over yet, but just look at Timbers Army's run to the upper final. You've got 2nd place in league, 1st place in league, was basically 1st place in league. Obviously, they're now tied for 3rd in the league in KC. So you can't really say it's a Mickey run at all. I know nobody's really mentioned that anyway, but Nelly and I were looking at this
beating the
probably
KC
a few weeks
allegations.
ago, but we were just like, yeah, this is it's not a Mickey run by any means.
I hope that's a freaking gauntlet of a winner side in that top half of that bracket. That is no small feat.
Especially if EM wins that lower final, then you're playing the league champs, right? Like, it's so insane run, and I'm obviously biased, but I'm proud of the way we bounced back. I know, like, I honestly don't remember that ECRC series other than it just being crazy, and then the TAEM in that upper semifinal was we lost every 3v3 game except for game 7, and so that's why we won that series. So yeah, it's kind of an insane. There's a lot of like game 7s on here, which is actually pretty cool. We actually only have game 7s or game 5s, which I think is pretty funny. No 4-2s or 4-0s. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Franza and Chad. I think TAEM is like the best series. I think just in terms of like mechanics and like just kind of the pace of the game. Like, I'll be honest, I think those series are the fastest pace of the game. Even when we played like KC or ECRC, I don't think it felt like as fast. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's the best matchup currently, at least in my opinion, from our perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really gonna feel like it's gonna come down to. I know we say this, that like it's gonna come down to the extra modes, but there's still 4 3v3 games. So coming into, even let's say hypothetically, if it goes to you two again, I feel like I can't pick anything other than 7. If I had to,
well,
pick,
and
it would.
EM would need a bracket reset. So
Hmm?
because they're coming out of the lower. So yeah, I mean that series is. I mean if that's how the lower final goes, right? If EM wins, like that final will be cinema. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to that second series too, given just how good EM have just been over the course of the season. Yeah, I mean obviously I want to win and just to kind of complete the gauntlet run of just beating all the 4 top teams. In the cup. I think that would be an insane achievement. And then selfishly, I know we just talked about league, but like obviously I would want to beat KC because that means in league play we split against every top team. So just kind of like little math there, little like OCD. Everybody's happy. So I don't know, but yeah, it should be that cup is gonna be super fun, especially when you throw the extra modes in it. I
Dude,
guess. Because that's supposed to be played this week, right? So
Yeah.
I guess Luis, like, is there a strategy? Is there something you want to avoid? Like, I know Serrano said in chat, I don't think he's in chat now, but like he said like how much he loves Rumble. Like, do you start practicing Rumble now? You just did a hoops tournament at LAN or at RLCS LAN. Like, you pick hoops.
I think for EM's perspective, I think this is of course just assuming they beat KC, which I think we will. I think going into like a finals, I think actually winning the 1v1 game is going to be like really important. I think Caesar played the 1v1 last time because I wasn't really feeling well that day. So yeah, I think I mean it's going to come down to whether or not I can beat Lloydboy in a 1v1. I think so. On paper, I'd give it like 30-70 or 25-75 in Lloydboy's favor, but yeah, that's gonna be really important to beat Timber's Army in the bracket reset. You're gonna have to win a 1v1, I think, against the best player mechanically in the league. So, yeah, just gotta play a little more ones, and yeah, hope I win some kickoffs. So.
Yeah, it's ones. Get those kickoffs, man. Don't get down all too quickly. Or else you're basically stuck in trouble. I know he offered it up, but like, we want to do like a quick little predicty at least for this series. I don't want to do anything for the final because obviously things will have to happen. But do we want to predict
Yeah,
KC
so why
versus
not?
EM real quick?
Sure.
Have a nice water bottle. No, I'll bring that back. Bring that back.
Okay.
Wait, is
Oh,
anyone
great.
gonna is anyone gonna be
Yeah.
spicy and pick KC here? Is there any like KC spice here? I mean, I think maybe I don't want to be all boring here. I think my kind of argument for why I think we're gonna win is because obviously we just played them in the league and I bottom fragged every game and we won without Caesar as well, who just peaked and hit GC3 for the first time. So if we can do that, I feel really confident. But is there any spicy takes here on that KC can walk away, get her done?
I have it. I think this can work. It's not going to be easy, but I think KC can actually do this. And I thought I couldn't get or like content my way out of this, but I think I can. That Thoringold, Smitty, Serrano roster actually beat the on paper best roster that EM had so far in you, Caesar, and Wicca. Now, granted, you could say that was just like on a given day, and yeah, that's a fair argument to have. But also, I'm giving the extra mode advantage to KC in this instance, at least what I would think, based on what I know about how that team plays. You guys are such a solid threes team, and I know you will do well in extra modes, but I almost feel like I gotta give a slight edge to KC on at least the extra game mode so far. At least
On
whenever
Snow
it
Day
comes
and
to
Rumble?
Rumble. Yeah, Snow Day and Rumble. I give it over there.
Yeah.
Drop shot, I don't know if I can give a better advantage to, but I'd say this is closer than one would think, even on based on like past results.
Yeah, I think that's because I was gonna ask the kind of the general question to the room of like, if we are gonna be boring and all pick it, yeah, I'm like, what does KC actually have to do to win, or like, what is the argument for them to like sway a vote or whatever? I think the Rumble Snow Day is interesting, because I know Luis hates both of those game modes.
Yes, I do.
So
Especially
Like,
Snow Day. That one is terrible, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
we were when we played KC in the upper final, we were fully expecting Rumble in game 2, and we didn't see it till game 4, I think. So it was kind of interesting piece there. So we'll see what happens. Because I know obviously Serrano like loves Rumble, and so I wonder how much sway he had. You know, hey, do we open up with Rumble versus do you do it down the line, or what the deal is? But at the end of the day, right? And this is what you were saying, Debit. Like, and this kind of goes back to the TA EM series in the upper semi, is you have to win 3v3. And so if you can get KC a fluke game in the 3v3, and if they win all the other extra modes, like they win the series, right? So does that happen? I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the VOD of the league play that just happened between EM and KC to see, like, was it, and maybe Luis, you have more insight on this, obviously being on the field, like, was it more EM not playing up to standards, or was it KC peaking? Like, what happened there to make that choice of like, yep, EM will definitely give them a 3v3 game because, you know, they will peak at some point during the series, and then you give them the edge in the extra modes. I don't know. So but yeah, I don't know if we're actually officially being all boring and picking EM, but it's a good argument for KC.
I can provide the argument, but I don't know if I can firmly
Back
get
it.
behind it though. Yeah. That's the thing, because I know I said offer prediction, and if I had to
I'll give
predict,
some insider information just for your predictions. The Couve will play this series, so there will be games with the Couve in it. So there you go.
Game 7.
Yeah, but he peaked, bro. That doesn't change mine. He peaked last time. He was that dunk on oh gosh, was it Gojo? Who was it? Yeah, and then the drop shot goal too. Like, talk to me, dude. I was out of my chair passing that. So that doesn't change mine. He's a legend for a reason. So
yeah, I think the only Rumble game that EM has played so far was at Game 6 against ECRC. When they yeah, we killed them in that game. That I was honestly really surprised they picked that, because remember we were down 3-1 in that series, and then that was the following game after Game 5. But that's the only one. But at the end of the day, they don't have an SSL in that game mode like KC does. So yeah, I legitimately think Snow Days, like, if I'm KC listening, I'm picking Snow Day 100%. Cause yeah.
And they didn't look bad. We played Snow Day in the upper final, and I think it was 2-1 or 3-1 or something. Like, it was a close game between TA and KC there. So I mean, it's not to say that they're bad at it. So it could be a I don't want to say a free win, because I think EM is still good at all the game modes because they're just good players. So I don't want to just say it's an immediate like win for KC, but like that might give them the edge, like David is saying. So
what makes me think that it's gonna just end up being a Game 7 anyway, just to keep all the Game 7s that we've seen here so far. I mean, I think it's gonna be EM, but I'll give it 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'll predict my team, and I think I'll go 6 just to be different. I'm actually really curious if we do the OG EM lineup on an extra game mode. Probably be better than doing it in the 3s. So honestly, the Couve is probably even more dangerous outside of the 3v3. So if we can get him like on a snow day or something, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'll go 6.
just to be different from you two, I'll go EM in 5, but realistically, I think it's more 6 or 7, but probably 6. But I'll go 5 to be different.
Don't tell him to go different. Have confidence in your picks.
Listen, I've been shitting on KC the entire season on the podcast, you know, Mickey Mouse, this and that, but I think they're still a really good team, and part of the reason why I think that Serrano's, if he still might win MVP for me, even if they lose the remaining 2 series, one in the league and one, I just think that he Yeah, I don't know. I think he's carried a team that like not only didn't make playoffs last season, but like really pretty bad. And you know they had a bad end of the season, but I think he's been really good. So any team with Toronto, you can't really count out. Um, but yeah, I mean if KC win, yeah, they're gonna. I think Smitty's gonna have like an all-time series for them.
Agreed there. I think we did pretty well for talking about the cup. That was way more than I thought would ever come out of a cup discussion, but you know, that's why having 3 helps at least as far as discussing this goes. So, you know, Red Dog's like that thought provoker.
I try, you know, with all my podcast experience, aka 0. So, you know.
Hey, you do a better job than me. I'm just like, it's 11:30. It's my bedtime. But but we'll keep it moving.
Oh wait, can I ask?
Because... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask one question? Because we have Rydog here. We were talking, and I don't think we've gotten to the top 5 stats yet, or if we're even gonna do that. We probably will, but
we will. That's after this, actually.
Okay, then I'll just save my question for them. We can go to the yeah. Well,
what a segue! What a segue!
Yep.
Wait, are we going there right now?
Why not?
All right, fuck it. Let's do top 5s. I don't even know if they're updated, but if they're updated, cool. Are they updated?
They are. They are. We're good.
Oh, they are. Let me make sure it's still correct.
Yeah, it is.
No.
I already know what you're gonna ask.
Wait, no, Serrano fucked it up for me. I was gonna say
what?
Your team has before this week had the top 2 goal scorers in the league. Like that's kind of crazy, you know. I mean, even right now with it being 1 and 3, I mean, it's kind of crazy to have that sort of goal scoring ability. Did you feel like your team just didn't play defense? Because with those goals, like, bro, y'all should be like killing everybody. Like, what? I don't know. Like, what's like your insider perspective on that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the season where, because obviously you can see Nelly and Loyboy's names up there just like a whole bunch, where it was, you know, it was the them show, and so I kind of struggled like where I was supposed to fit in, you know, given last year I was kind of the guy with Nelly, and so I took more of a back seat, and so I just didn't. It took a long time for me to adjust to that. And if you guys remember, like we were still, you know, we still started the season hot, but I still felt like I had no idea where to be and had no idea where to, you know, where to go. And so I think that had a key piece in it. I think a lot of our wins or a lot of our losses were self-inflicted. I'm just looking at that KC series. Like we were just overcommitting, double committing, just not playing up to our standards. Of course, the Rebellion series, we just weren't online. You know, ECRC we lost in 5. I think obviously they're a freaking good team, as we know too. So, and then we lost to a peaking EM. I thought that was, I think it was Wicca's best series that I've ever seen him play against us the second time. So, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to me that if you look on the on this top 5, you see all of my teammates' names except for mine, which I think is hysterical. You got Piglet there to assist per game, number 1, Loyboy and Nelly
Yes,
on
sir.
just about everything else. So, yeah, it's just it's funny to me, and so I don't want to say it's completely like my fault that we just have lost, you know, the 4 games that we've lost, but or 4 series that we've lost, but you know, it's just that struggle of trying to figure out where you fit in to help the team be better.
Yeah, I mean, Shaybomb. I was gonna say Shaybom's a mid-season addition, so if we just take him off of the goals per game, I mean, it would be the top 2, right? So, funny enough, there's like literally like, barely any EM representation on here, which is kind of going back off of my thought process why like they have nobody in the MVP race. It's like more like just a team-based sort of thing. But yeah, sorry, Deb, I cut you off.
Well, and Loyboy too for total goals. He didn't play in 2 of the series, or he played like 1 game in two of the
Yeah.
series, so
Yeah,
like
and a
his goals
couple-
per game like stayed up, but like just obviously the sheer amount of goals went down. So obviously I think that's why that variance is there. But yeah, just to have them like what Nelly and Boy are on almost every single one, apart from the saves ones, I think. So
I always like the per
But yeah.
games ones better. Like just, especially if like you've played like a lot of games. I always like the per games.
well, yeah, and that's where
yeah.
like the Piglet comes a little bit skewed because I think he's played like 6 games or 7 games or something, so it's a little skewed that way.
Yeah, look at
but-
Huskies with 2.57 saves per game too. I'm pretty sure that's on like 3 games or something like that too.
Which is still insane. Like if you're in those 3 games, you're getting 2.5 saves a game. That's crazy. But yeah, like with all these other players extrapolated over the course of the season, you got like different competition and stuff like that. It just skews it a little bit, but still, yeah, it's cool to see.
Maybe next year we can do demos per game and like that's where I think demos would be cool to add for next
Yeah, who's
season.
who's the SGL Kofer?
No, yeah, like
gosh.
Toad Death.
yeah, probably Toad.
Shorts, maybe.
I like yeah, in another league I play in,
Probably Bear or Raisin too. Gotta throw that one for championship slot
Mhm.
at least.
for the
Yes.
championship, yeah. I was gonna say one of my favorite stats is not only the demos per game, but like your overall plus minus of demos taken and inflicted. I think that's a really cool one. Like who's given
Yeah.
out the most damage and not taken a bunch of damage. Yeah, we maybe next season we can do that. It'll be fun. Add
That's
that.
something we actually can calculate at the end of the season. This is
Just see
just
what
like the
happens.
presentation mode because like we have those stats available. We just give these ones right now as like an easily transferable version. But I know we can. I guess like make more of these style things. I
What
guess
about the XG stats, Devitt? You have those on hand?
Jeez.
the
Rocket
day
League XG would be
XG.
fire. Would be so fire.
There's people that do it for RLCS. I'm gonna be honest. How in the hell
How do you
you
do
calculate XG?
Wait, do they
or-
actually?
Yeah, I think I posted in RLCS chat. There was like an expected goals, because people were talking about the NRG stuff, how they just don't play
that? Oh,
offense
that's
or
the
whatever.
XG
Oh
stat.
yeah.
I posted another one where I don't know how in the world you calculate XG in Rocket League. I don't even understand what that means, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas how we can do that, I think it's literally impossible. The game is just so weird. But
They got me, but and we've seen these players, put out the results. We're seeing these top 5s, but you think we could see them in action for a bit?
Oh yeah.
man,
Time to be some react streamers again. Pretty sure at least we have that ready to go before we.
Maz brings up a good point about the XG. It depends on if the game counts as a shot or not. And I know, and same with like saves too. There's like a delay, or sometimes when you have 2 shots in like quick succession, like it doesn't register that second one. So that's a good point.
Yeah, you can't make back-to-back saves in Rocket League. Like the game just can't process
yeah,
like, that quickly.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't
It's like
realize
I feel
that
like
was the
that's an
case until just
easiest
now, but
fix.
yeah.
I feel like that's an easiest fix, right? Because if you just have like the trajectory as soon as the ball hits the car, what the trajectory would be, and if that's you're within a certain distance, and if that's would theoretically be a goal, then count it as a shot, and then if that happens and the person deflects it out, then that would be a save. Like if somebody prevented that trajectory from happening, then it would be a save, right? I don't know, but maybe that's too hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm adding Shea Bomb and Muns right now. We're getting this done next season. So
At the people who have done this shit before.
listen,
They have played these
coding's
games
weird.
before.
Apparently in coding they do things with like 1s and 0s, very cringe numbers. So
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, super cringe numbers. They should have picked better numbers. And be honest, 1 and 0 are super boring, but But yeah, my fault. Derailing again. So
You good, you good. I mean, it's good combos to have, and I know we'll probably end up having more of these style combos, later on, because I know we can't keep this podcast up forever, like during the off season, but this could be like opportunities to just like throw on a random podcast sometimes. Be like, all right, let's talk about the game and what it means for SGL. Because like these kind of conversations are good. I do appreciate them, and even having like a recorded conversation is like fun to have to look back on.
Oh wait, also before I forget, if anybody's listening from the Rebellion and EC Eternal and maybe even the locals, y'all should play the Black and Gold Old Timers in a show match. Y'all should do that. Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think, yeah, might be a preview of, you know, if all the same teams register, we're gonna see them going up. So I think it'd be cool to get some previews. I know Christian the Plumber, you know, he's talking, you know, he's talking, so he wants to he wants some of the smoke. So yeah, if you're listening to those teams, bro, hit him up.
Try to set something up. Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah, Rebellion versus Black
good.
and Gold. That would be sick. I think that'd be awesome. I'm actually so I'd be so excited to watch that show match. To be honest.
That'd be a good game too.
Yeah.
Also, if you just want Scrim streamed, go for it. I don't care if it works out, and maybe we can do it. So, yeah, enough derailing. We got a little bit of reacting to do. Not a whole lot, because we do gotta yap just a bit more after. But
React.
He does want the Prem smoke. He does. He's ready for it.
There's the keeper to see this off,
Oh.
and he gets back right on time. After a little bit of an awkward move by Christmas, Spanky's there to clear it out, but Mugs keeps it up.
Oh, and this is the lineup, guys. I mean, look who's playing for the locals right now, and they've swept this series. I mean, these guys are gonna be dangerous next season.
As we enter the second half.
Also, they have a uniform with the San Diego decal, which looks clean.
So clean.
gosh, yeah,
Yeah. What a bump.
Too long after
this is a team.
gets the
Holy,
equalizer.
they're working for each other.
Wait, can we
By the way,
can we get them to do like an SGL decal?
You played
Like
well
just sneak it in the
out
game's
there.
code or something?
Using one EC Eternal player.
We can do it on
to
Alpha
bump the
Console if they don't
second
want to do
one
it officially,
away.
bro. You know
Bugs
what I
had
mean?
the open
Yeah,
net.
that's true. That's
Great
true.
Rocket League right
I say
there.
that preview does have that one SGL
1-1
jersey.
now between the locals and
I guess
Dude,
like
they
for
should-
like an Octane.
They should do the pro clubs thing where you
This is
like,
the potential of this
you know,
game.
now that we have
The
clubs, you should be able to
locals
like make your own
are looking
team.
a little shaky now.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
That'd be fire.
That would be
No,
fire.
that's
though,
good.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's good. That's good.
That'd be so sick.
Wait.
You
EC
serious?
Eternal.
Wait, what is going on? Wait.
Yeah,
This is why
listen
you
to Maz.
always
Did I see
finish
that
the
right?
chances, man.
EC
It's
Eternal
not
let
goal
go of the
stealing.
ball.
Don't
Thank
worry
you. That
about
could've
it.
been going in.
What the
The
hell?
ball rolled up.
Oh, I missed.
It's so glad we added that
but
this
it never
week.
went in towards the net, right? Am I crazy for saying that? They could have just touched
Yeah,
it
I'll be
in,
honest.
right?
That was one of the.
Oh,
That's so close. To
I feel like I hate to say it. Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
thank
hit.
goodness.
Let's go, Bisbo. Let's go, baby.
Oh, thank goodness something good happened at the end.
I was gonna say, I feel like unfortunately that's a story of their season. It's just like they're close. They have it there. That's a save. Holy cow.
Holy.
Huge save, and the net is open.
Oh, and it's a goal on the other end. That's insane.
That's a tough touch from
With the
Wicked too.
second for Casey Cauldron.
It's a good pass.
An
Just run him.
uncharacteristically poor touch by Wicca. Playing it off of the sidewall in the midfield. That is one of the most dangerous touches you can take. Serrano punishes EM, and now
I honestly don't remember
Serrano
any
and
clips
the
that
locals
happened from
are
the
2-0
series, so I'm
up.
glad we're watching
They're
again.
third. Serrano
Oh, he gets 2 and
puts it
1.
up, and Casey Cauldron are 3-0 up.
Oh, yeah,
Shut up, Maz, for the cast, dude.
Dude, yeah, Maz
He
is
did
sick of the
the-
gas.
Saw this coming.
Dude, he did this was the double day, right?
Yeah, this was the Wednesday stream.
Yeah, W Maz,
See, wait
dude.
for chat to respond. Cade,
Dude, we got
the
smoked in that
has
first
slowed
game.
Down. Casey Cauldron realizing the situation, trying to waste as much time as possible to make sure that
Oh,
El
bump?
Matador can't get the quick comeback.
The Weiss depressed NA fan. Ooh.
Oh my goodness,
who?
Luis. trying to force it in. Once again, the individual
hit the
effort not
fucking
coming to
ball.
fruition as Casey
Oh
Calder
yeah,
ready
LJ hit
for
the
it.
fucking ball. That was a.
Not too many passing
Wait,
plays coming off.
uh,
Not too many teams in a way to get back into it. A lot of the times it's Serrano with the end product, but you can also count on Thorngold and Smitty to really turn up clutch. Smitty, speaking of which, get the shot on target.
Oh, that's so
Just
tough.
enough boost to go down.
Goal right there.
Oh,
What?
and then there's the overplay from Huey. Nice.
On the counter.
Dude, the flick, bro. Yeah, I mean Smitty's got to score that, right? I mean that you expect him to, right? I mean we've seen so many clips that he's hit, right? I mean that's gotta suck if you're KC.
Yeah.
What an incredible game.
Good
Yeah,
solo
with
play
these
from Huey
two.
though.
With all of the struggles.
Oh yeah, shout out Huey.
All in the middle yet again.
Bumping, cut
Lewis
off.
this time.
One more.
Trying to play a pass
Oh,
off the
stop
backboard,
it.
open net. Huey following it up yet again. Huey is enjoying
Depressed
all
NA
of
fan,
these
but
assist and passes,
yeah,
and he's
depressed
making
NA
the
fan
most of
doing
it.
stuff
Wicca
on the
hit goal.
field.
I guess try to bump
Still
the
enjoying
third
the
away.
post-land buff.
And
Dude, that's
Luis
crazy.
beating the defender at the
Everybody.
end right there.
Yeah,
Insane.
like I bought him for like that whole
Prediction
series,
so
but I had a
far
couple
looking really
decent
good.
plays, but
He
it was
did say he expected
my
the
team,
sweep,
like,
but he
Huey was
wouldn't
so
have been
good this
surprised if
series.
Casey Calder won game
Wait.
one. And so far,
Ooh,
for them.
that was good.
Tight angle,
Predictions
double.
prediction so far
Let's
looking
go.
really good. He did say he expected the sweep, but he wouldn't have been surprised if Casey
Oh yeah,
Calder
Serrano
won
Chan.
game one. And so
That's
far,
so good.
it has worked
Yeah.
out for them. But
He
Serrano
earned
pulls
this.
a rabbit out of the hat. Of
And the
course,
Black
it had
Dueling
to be
Dragons to
Serrano.
finish it off.
Bringing his team back
Toronto played really well in
into
that
this
series.
game
He
and
was
into this
really good.
matchup. Nice
As much as I want to be
double tap right
biased
there.
for Loyboy to win MVP, I mean
2-1 to
Serrano,
Casey,
man,
so
is
2-1 to El Matador.
insane. Like I literally won't be
Casey
mad if
Calder back in
Loyboy,
this. They have a
like if
chance to
Serrano
win
wins
by a
MVP,
second.
I
Pass
won't
out
be
to
mad.
Thorngold, but Luis intercepts. Ball towards the net.
Yeah, I
Serrano
think
has
it's
to
Absolutely
clear it out.
deserved.
Does not
I think
get
it's
the
I think it's
second touch.
literally just
Thorngold
those
now
two, to be
clears it
honest,
away.
in the
Big
running.
double by Serrano with zero boost.
You can see
Making
either of them
one.
too, so
Trying to go for a 50.
Yeah.
El Matador keep
It's-
it up. But they
it's hard to argue
begin
against
match
either
winner
one.
right
Wait,
here.
no
Luis,
way.
Light speeds one.
Oh my
Speed
God, that would've been
saves.
insane.
Off to the opposite.
How the heck did he catch that?
Insane. Oh my goodness. Wicca tried to redirect
This ball's
it, but
still
no
up.
avail. And we are going into
Oof.
overtime in Utopia Coliseum.
Serrano, welcome in, brother.
Is he talking about the
Incredible
horse
game.
game?
Woo. But it's not over yet. Shot attempt there by Wicca. He could not really get a shot off though. Ball still
Oh
at
yeah,
the
this was
opposite
the
end.
end.
Wicca for the game winner.
Wait.
Wicca with the match winner.
Did Wicca play last season?
Luis.
Or is he a new
No.
newbie? He's a rookie? He might be my rookie of the
Yeah.
year.
Oh yeah, Wicca for sure, rookie of the year.
It's him and Howling Moon, but
Absolute cinema.
it's gotta be Wicca, surely.
That looks like a Wicca, like masterclass right
Of
now. It's-
ECRC, so good on them for recovering back very quickly. Shorts.
feels like
Oh, this
he,
is
like,
just
worked
now?
out.
For to Gogan, not.
I remember this series.
Spike,
We-
Gogan, the off. W Max, we're getting this done so quickly. Holy cow, dude.
They retake the lead.
We got instant replays here
Off
now.
backdoor,
Let's go.
Gogan
Yeah.
off and not
W Max.
Gogan in the net. He's having a hell of a series so far. It must be said. I
Holy
mean,
moly.
he's putting on a. Nah, so Serrano, it was tough. It was like such a tough read. You had like no boost too. Like yeah, it was rough.
Oh, good heavens! What has happened to us?
I like this. I like this.
Damn.
Mine's not quite meme worthy, but it works. It works.
Oh,
Dude, right on laying that wood. My fault. Sorry.
dude.
My fault.
Okay, come on, Palace, relax.
My fault, bro.
You only had
Yeah.
one of those moments at LAN. It wasn't even that bad. And now you're doing it on the podcast.
Remember we were at the minor league baseball game and the left fielder missed the ball and I yelled at him, "You're meat." Remember that? We were like on
Yes,
top of the
you
wall.
did.
Dude, that was
On
funny.
top of the blue wall. Durham
Yeah,
edition.
Yeah, shout out the Durham Bulls. So off topic, but shout out them, bro.
Yes, the horse game. Okay, I'm not gonna play that, but I'm just my streamer started playing, and I didn't think he'd ever do it. So now I get to see it.
What's the horse game? It's at Caesar's Farm. They have, yeah.
And White Settlement. I think he'll see a couple streamers playing it. Yeah, he put it in the chat.
Wait, Serrano, I have a question to Serrano in the chat. Do you think that you're in the MVP? Like, who would you put for MVP? Because we all have you like kind of like top two, top three at worst. Thoughts? You think he's gonna be humble and say, "Oh, he's not MVP"? What do y'all think?
Probably.
He might, but I hope not. I mean, he deserves it, so. Let's see what he says.
Is he typing a paragraph? No way, man.
I guess I don't know what else we're supposed to have on the podcast, but I want to quickly talk. I know it's not really SGL related, but I want you to talk a little bit about the LAN, RLCS LAN, because that's Rocket League related, and how it was. Because you guys were obviously there, Debit and Luis. So and obviously we had Coach Debit and new team Luis. So, we got power rankings too at some point. So. But yeah, RLCS,
Luis,
man, talk to me.
I think we need to tell him something, Luis.
Wait, what are we telling him? I forgot the script. I don't remember what I was supposed to say.
That we talked about that last week.
Oh, we did. My fault.
It
was at the end. It was at the end of the podcast last week. So.
My fault. I've been gone for a week, so time has just not been a thing for me.
Oh, I feel you there. So that's completely understandable.
Maz, put the meme back up. I deserve it. Put it back up.
Alright, Toronto said he'll take it.
There we go.
Hey.
Out of context, cut it. Okay. Anyways, let's go to power rankings. Let's do power rankings. Chat.
Oregon Wood. Oh yeah, and before he flips the cam. He got it. He got it. It showed.
Yeah, he got it. Oh, bring it back. Bring it back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
We're stacking horizontally now. We're basically going in Excel mode right now because we only have one league to do.
True.
All right. Now, famously,
Toronto, if you beat Rydog and Loyboy in the last season or in the last series, that might be the MVP game. So that might be the battle for the MVP. So I'm excited. All right, sorry. Go power rankings. My fault.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Famously, we try to keep this as to the scrub in the championship gets to do the power rankings first because his opinions are just better for this league. So I'm although not gonna lie, power rankings might be one of the more boring sections of this podcast for some reason this week. Because I feel like it's hard to keep going against what has been the trend of like the past few weeks. Yeah. And I don't know if you're going to agree with me. I know you flipped Casey in the locals last week.
I did, KC5, yep.
Honestly, the only change I would make to my power rankings, so yeah, they're the exact same, but I'm wondering if I'm almost being like swayed by you in a way, where it's like, yeah, 7 is Eternal, 6 is Rebellion, 5 is locals. Wait, no. What if you did like tied for 4th, locals and KC, based on
tied
vibes
for
alone?
4th?
Yeah, like, is that a thing?
Were you just making up shit now? I mean, listen.
Yeah, can I make up shit?
Works for me, bro. Listen, do whatever you want, man.
Because TA would still be 3. 2 would still be ECRC, and 1 would be EM. And honestly, like, if you want to argue, like, the whole, like, I guess, like, 3-1 result, EM versus KC, and the 3-0 ECRC versus Rebellion, where Rebellion had some really good opportunities, but KC at least got a game. But you want to move them up, sure, but, like, put in the asterisks on the 5 spot or the 4 spot, whatever you want to say, the Tide. Yeah, I'd say Cauldron and Locals are honestly on even ground right now.
I don't hate that. That's a valid take.
Yeah,
I'm
no
gone.
content here this week.
You're
I don't know if I can.
You're just stealing my list from last week. I mean, that's pretty cringe, no?
What, dude?
Thoughts?
This was literally my list from last week.
Yeah, but you're just listen. It's all right. I'm gonna be honest. For my list this week, we're changing it up, and I'll tell you why. We're doing a lot of changing, so we'll start from the top down. So we have EM at number 1, and then at number 2, we have Timbers Army number 2. Yes, you heard it correct, chat. Timbers Army number 2, and here's why. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Honestly, it's just vibes. Listen, we're in cup season, all right? We're transitioning into cup season. And so I'm taking into account the cup rankings. You know what I mean? I don't know if we've been taking into account the cup rankings and the power rankings in this earlier podcast. And so fuck it, we're doing it, all right? This is Timbers Army. This is Cup Timbers Army number 2, okay? And arguably it should be number 1 if we're doing cup, okay? But EM, they're gonna win the league, so we'll give them one more spot at number 1, and then once we do our last podcast, we can move the cup rankings, and then EM will be 2. But yeah, Timbers Army at 2. And you know what, Casey Cauldron, I've been calling y'all Mickey Mouse all season. All season, Mickey Mouse run, Toronto no help, LeBron James on the Cavs, this and that. But they played really well. They played really, really well against us. I thought they played. They were the first team to beat the Wicca Caesar Luis lineup in a threes game. So, Casey Cauldron at number 3, man. Shout out Casey Cauldron, moving up on my list. So yeah, shout out them, man. The median voter. Wait, what do you mean, bro? I'm the elite. I'm running the podcast. You know what I mean? I'm part of the elite. All right. Anyways, enough waffling.
Feel like keep yapping, keep yapping.
Yeah.
Or waffling, yeah, that's a better term.
And then I have obviously ECRC. Honestly, I just it's unfortunate that the cup is being added into this out of my decision alone, So it's unfortunate that I made the rules up for this power rankings because they've been awesome. Again, they've won 8 out of their last series in the league. But just in honor of the cup week, they're no longer in it, and I don't know. The Rebellion played them pretty close, so yeah. I have locals at 5, and then Rebellion and EC Eternal. But yeah, that's my list. Blending up with the bringing some cup influence here, and then big ups to KC, man. They played really well, and Toronto got a little bit of help. And so yeah, that's my list.
I put it in chat, but I gotta say it for the audio. Throw the Stephen P. Smith up on that guy. What the hell is going on here?
No, Rydog convinced me. If you look at their cup run, they played. Dude, they had the hardest run in the history of runs. Did you look at the run? And they're in the final, and they have still have a bracket reset live. So
we're looking at the damn league.
Nope.
Oh.
Where's the Constitution? Doesn't say that in there. You're making shit up, Debit. I'm pissed.
I hate the median voters, man. They cannot comprehend. I feel like I have to just skip ahead because I feel like Rydog's gotta have something. He put it on me.
Right? Yeah, put it on him. Rydog, isn't my list based? It's an absolute base list, right?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say about this. All right. I was thinking of I'm not like Debit, and I was not prepared, but my question was going to be to you all: do I factor in the cup? So that was my very question before I made the
shit
power
on
rank.
Debit. Get shit on. Yes.
How much of a factor does it get? How much of a factor does it get?
It's cup week. All right. Yeah.
Like as you were talking, Luis, and going through it, like I literally was like, this is my exact question that I had.
Oh, yeah.
But I have mine a little bit. I have one change from Luis's list. So I have this. I do have the same bottom 3. And we've talked about them a lot, obviously, in the podcast. I think locals have a chance to kind of they're like a 4.5. Like they're really close. I feel like these last few weeks, with their additions. But obviously 4.5 is not a thing, even though I could technically do that because Debit has 2 4s over there. But I won't do that. I'll just keep the bottom 3 the same. Once again, I think the Rebellion also have a shot of being like higher up on the list. But yeah, they just need to. I think they just need to play a little bit more. If they get a little bit more consistent, I think they can do it. So thanks, Maz, for putting that up there. My bottom 3 will be the same as everybody else's. Like I said, the one change that I have in my list is ECRC and Cauldron. So I have EM1, TA2, ECRC3, Cauldron 4. Because I also am factoring in the cup as well. And so if I wasn't factoring in the cup, my power rankings would be just the league table, which is super boring. But factoring in the cup, yeah, I think you have to give us a little bit of credit. Like Louise said, yeah, we ran through the gauntlet of teams so far. We're not done yet, obviously. We still have the final to go. And so I think, yeah, winning that. Luis, you said maybe puts TA at 1. I don't know about that. Really, it's tough to say. It would be like since we're making up numbers here, a 1A, 1B situation. But I do think you have to give credit to the ECRC the way they've gone. What did you say, like 8-1? Right, like starting 0-2 and just going on that insane run. So I think that propels them to 3. And then of course KC, I just think have been on the downtrend because they obviously started off super hot, like 6-5-0, 6-1, or whatever it is, and then just kind of have dropped off a little bit since then. So yeah, I don't know. I think so it's kind of a hybrid of your guys' is a little bit, but that's what I got.
Debit, how's it feel to be completely wrong on your list? Thoughts?
Completely wrong. Oh boy, there's not enough time in the world to counter that. Besides the fact that we power rank a lot based on the league alone. The cup is hard to power rank with this, so it's hard to put a super big weight on it. I get the reasoning behind what you're doing over here. I actually, if you wanted to put a bigger factor on the cup, Rydog would probably actually take the cake on this one. But good heavens, man, you might need to go back to school, because what the hell? ECRC cannot go below 4, or it cannot go like below like 2 or 3.
Yes, they can. Listen, they've won 8 out of their past 9, and so they go down 2 spots. I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't understand what's the problem.
Yeah, I think with this new information, I've learned how to debate, and I'm ready to make my run for president. So I'm gonna take all I've learned here, grab Lena Khan as my running mate, and we'll be on our way.
Listen, they are not in the cup, Debit, so you have to knock them down a little bit. It's Cup Week. Don't you love the Open Cup? You're an anti-Open Cup person. I know you are. That's this attitude I'm getting. You're an elitist, anti-Open Cup. Yeah, that's you, bro.
Look at their bracket and tell me they still deserve that.
Yeah, they lost to the top 2 teams.
I look like I'm yelling at Rydog right now, but I'm not.
Wait, look at their bracket, Debit. They lost to the top 2 teams that we have power ranked, so that's perfect. Yeah. Thank you for making my point, Debit. Listen, I love you so much, all right? You have made this power ranking session very fun. Well done.
Oh, he's done. He's gone.
Yes, he's out.
Get the Stephen A on the screen. Stephen A.
Out. He's out, bro.
Cannot believe what I'm hearing right now.
Listen, when we walked into the Fox Sports office this morning to plan out our show, I mean, this was on the cards, right? I mean, we were taking notes from Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, or oh wait, never mind, he doesn't do shows anymore because he's on Instagram Live. But yeah, you know what I mean. So
this was Skip Bayless versus Skip Bayless, like that AI cuts that happen where he just argues with himself.
Listen, Debit, you just hate that me and Rydog are correct on the top 2.
Maybe I do. Maybe I have an issue with that.
Definitely no bias.
I did say though that if we're just doing league, I'd switch ECRC would be 2, TA would be 3. So, but I factored in the cup because, like I said, that was going to be my question to you guys if we're factoring cup or not. So, Luis, thank you for answering my question or making my list a little bit easier because I got to put my team up a slot. So, thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy that Debit is not taking into account one of the 2 total competitions that we play in. I mean, that's 50%. That's a failing grade. That's below a D. Like that's terrible, man. I mean, listen, we respect our viewers, and this is just diabolical stuff, man. So I'm sorry, bro.
And EC Eternal had more series than the Rebellion in one of those 2 competitions.
Wait, who?
EC Eternal had more series than the
Cares?
Rebellion.
No one cares. All right, next. Let's go to the next one, chat. Thoughts?
All right.
Listen, it's getting late, bro. It's getting late.
I've been cursed moved. I'm pretty sure the entire we've actually come full circle. It started out making fun of me, and now we're making fun of me again. So I feel like if anything,
That was a
the
great
closing
podcast.
note.
Yeah, that's a great
It's-
podcast.
It's hard to disagree. Like I feel like we done it. We did it. Like, do we have any final thoughts? Like I'm even like opening up more criticism at this point. But I think we did it.
No, good stream. Maz, thank you for streaming. I appreciate all y'all who are watching on YouTube and then in Twitch chat for being here late at night. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, thanks for letting me stick around from the cast. It's always a fun time doing these podcasts and with you guys and stuff. And it's been a fun season, man. I'll say it for the next 3 weeks because we just have like 2 or 3 more weeks or 3 weeks left actually. It's been a fun season and the content has been awesome. So I'm glad you guys are highlighting it with this podcast, the clips and the banter and stuff. It's really fun. So yeah, what a fun season, and we got 3 more weeks left, so let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, glad you can join us. Really appreciate the back and forth we had, except for the unprovoked attacks at the end. Good heavens, what a terrible nightmare to endure. Just like this flag behind me. But yeah, Chad, that'll do it for a night. Wherever you're listening to this. Thank you for joining us. I know we saw a lot of names in chat, especially Maz Serrano, Framsa, Rydog himself, Hourglass Dino danced at one point.
Even the streamer is making fun of you. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. I mean, look at the Twitch chat, man.
I think he's allowed to.
Okay.
Lack of okay. Oh no. He struck the chord now. He pulled the string. I'm gonna end this podcast before I pull or blow a fuse right now. But all right, that'll do it for us here on this podcast. Thank you for listening. Episode 17, week 13 in the books. Stay tuned for cup action. Only one series this week, so you better not miss it. Peace.